Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon. Welcome to another reading. So today, this particular reading is called The Weight of Silence, and the theme, what are they learning in your absence? So this is going to be specifically about a situation where either you or someone else has had to pull out of your connection for whatever reason, okay? This could also be a future forecast. So let's just say you are thinking of like, do I pull away? What will happen during that period of time if I do decide to pull away? This could also forecast what might happen, if you make that decision to pull away from someone. So just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks that I'll be using here today, as well as this beautiful Orgonite here, will be listed in the description box down below. And also something new, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can go straight to my website and you'll be able to purchase it right away. And I can get you set up with a personal reading. Before you had to email me and go through the whole thing. Now it's just direct. So I'll put that information down below as well. All right, so the very first thing we're going to look at is the breaking point. So what unfolded between you that caused you to step back and withdraw? This could also be, like I said, some sort of a, like a future forecast here. All right, what unfolded between you two that caused you to step back and withdraw? Okay, so we have the white lie. Very interesting. It says trying to convince you that everything is on the up and up. That's unfortunate when someone does that, right? Where you ask them outright, is there something up? Is there something wrong? And someone gaslights you and they're like, no, everything's totally fine. I'm fine. It's no big deal. Nothing's wrong. So it looks to me like this is something that happened. Now, of course, this could be you. There may have been something that your partner was doing that was really causing you a lot of distress, and you may have just kind of pretended that everything was okay. This only lasted for so long. We can only pretend for so long. So that is what we are getting so far. Let's just see what else. What else may have unfolded here? Look at that carousel, repeating cycles. So something keeps happening over and over again. Nothing really changes here. So it could be like you're maybe lying to yourself about this person, not wanting to see something. This could be them doing the same thing to you instead of telling you how they truly feel. It's like they're just kind of like, everything's cool, everything's fine, but it's not. They're not really communicating with you with what is happening, what is going on. But a certain cycle just keeps repeating itself. We're not really getting anywhere. We just kind of keep going through the same thing over and over again with this person, and nothing really shifts or changes. So they could have broken the cycle. You could have broken the cycle. This is something that just obviously wasn't working. It's like, I'm getting dizzy, I'm getting sick, I need to get off this ride. With the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is very slow energy. So what I'm getting here is that we just, you got to a point where it's just like, this is too slow. I want to go somewhere. I want to go places. I want to grow. I want to move things along. And it looks to me like someone is dragging their feet. This is also ruled by Virgo. And Virgo, the shadow side could be someone who is way too analytical, way too in their head, like they just don't trust anybody. They're too cautious. And this could be due to past experiences and things that they went through in other connections. And it's like, wait a second, I'm a new person. I'm not doing these things to you. But people that have unresolved wounds will unfortunately kind of make everybody else in their future or present and future pay for what they're not, working on or what they're not clearing. So it could be that you were dealing with someone who was just kind of like, I have to be extra cautious, making some sort of excuses like, I don't want to get married, I don't believe in this or that or whatever it is that's just really halting the progress here. It's like one person really wanted to work on things and the other person was just unable to. All right, Peaches needs to get let out. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully something about this is resonating. Now, this is also the Knight of Pentacles needs to get really practical and rational in their thinking. They really just need to get realistic, right? And it may be that after a period of time of being on this carousel with this person, it's like, You finally had to look at it for what it was and go, wow, this isn't going anywhere. It just seems that this is just going to keep playing out the same way over and over again. Like, we could keep doing this for years. You might have been on this carousel ride with this person for a really long time, okay? So let's see what else wants to come through with what unfolded between the two of you that caused you both to like kind of step back and withdraw here. We have hello. All right. So this is talking about an attraction to somebody that you just can't have. So to me, this could be your person is only interested in you when you're being a mystery, or when you're not around, or when you decide that you're going to go and you're pulling back and you're not really giving them a lot of attention. They're just like, hello, where did you go? Right? That might even be you. You have an attraction to this person where they're very maybe avoidant, very withdrawn, very detached, and it's just there's something within you, maybe that's even a wound or something, where it just activates this like, yeah, I'm really into this person. But are you really into this person in a healthy way? So it's interesting. This is telling us that there's some sort of a triggering of maybe attachment wounds here, or just only wanting something when you can't have it. It's like the thrill of the chase. And that's unfortunate because that's a wound. The healthy love you don't need. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, you don't want to be too available for anyone, especially when you're starting to get to know someone. You don't want to let someone know like all you're doing is sitting around and waiting for them to call. So sometimes if you're feeling that way, you might have to just kind of play it off like you're busy or you have other things going on. So it's not like that. But some people are only attracted to things when it's too late, when they can't have them, when it's a major challenge. And as soon as you shift into a healthier, just kind of more stable kind of a love connection with them, they're bored. That is unhealthy. That is toxic. So this could be a dynamic here between you and your person, where there's a toxic trait here that keeps coming up. And it's just unfortunate. It's kind of like, why can't you just love me and want to be with me steadily? Why does it have to be this up and down, back and forth thing for you to be interested? So there's a wound here. Let's see what else. Look at this. Under his hocus pocus. So it does say his, so whoever's the masculine in this situation, maybe you feel like you're under the spell, right? Maybe you're under the spell. You really see this person as like, oh my God, they're the one, they're everything that I've ever wanted, etc. It's some sort of a, it's like, I don't want to say it's a trauma bond, but I feel like some trauma is activated and you're mistaking trauma for chemistry. And like this person is just the one. It's like they lock in perfectly to some unresolved issue or wound within you. That's why it feels so fucking magical. And it's not to take away from it to say like there's not really any true chemistry here, but it's like we're mistaking something. We're under a spell, and the spell needs to be broken, basically. Or it might be that you have to play games with this person in order for them to be attracted to you. And that's not stable. That's not lasting. So what happens when you no longer want to play hard to get or play some of these games or whatever, which can sometimes be healthy when you're starting to get to know someone. It's not a bad thing necessarily. But at what point can you relax? At what point do you not have to worry that this person is going to not be into you because you tell them how you feel or you're available or whatever? Or it's like it's not as exciting like it was in the beginning. So this right here, it's a problem, because at what point, like I said, are you just going to be able to be yourself and that be enough? So that could be happening as well, which caused a problem in the situation. And maybe you finally got to a point where you started to see the spell was broken. You finally saw this person for who they truly were. And with the Six of Swords, we have this distant energy. And it's ruled by Mercury in this particular deck. So this tells me here that somebody is constantly withdrawing from communication. Maybe they're communicating with you and they're really hot and heavy into you. And then all of a sudden you show them attention. You're like, you answer their text, you answer their call, and they're just like, kind of lose interest, can take it or leave it. Maybe you guys spend some time together and then all of a sudden they're just kind of like, you know, whatever. And that's not good. This is not healthy. There's an unhealthy, toxic trait that is operating here. All right, let's see what else. We have unimpressed. Wow. Look at this. Nothing you do will pique your partner's interest. Now it says, could say cheating. Somebody may have cheated. Somebody may have stepped out on this connection. But I am just getting here that this person is really empty inside. So they could be looking for people to pique their interest. They could be looking for people to dazzle them, to supply them with some sort of a feeling. But guess what? Every person will eventually lose their luster, okay? Because it's not anybody's job but our own to supply this wholeness from within. So if you're looking for other people to complete you, entertain you, it'll only last for so long. So I am getting here that your person specifically is looking for someone to just dazzle them. And when that lackluster starts to pop up, or they're just kind of like getting bored, they're out. They go on to something else. They go on to the next thing. Or this is when they're hot and cold, blowing hot and cold with you, flipping a switch. Okay, let's see what else. Instead of making it official, if you guys get too close, this person's pulling away. So I feel like they're a commitment phobe. They're avoidant. They're just somebody who's just like, So like it just says corpse bride. You would become a corpse waiting for this person to change, waiting for them to choose you, waiting for them to commit to you. Because I'm just getting here that they've just got a lot of things going on within themselves. And somehow you might be taking it as you aren't good enough. And so that could be something that's activated in you that makes you want to try harder to impress this person, try harder to get this person's attention. If they would just love you, then you would feel complete. It's all bullshit. It's your mind playing a trick on you. It's that you're under like some sort of a spell where you think that if this person just accepted you and loved you and showed interest in you, that it would make you feel whole, and it won't. So there's a lot going on here. A lot going on at a deep psychological level, and this card just shot out the Three of Swords. So it's unfortunate. We do have Saturn. This could be an indication here that there could be like this could be like a karmic relationship. The label doesn't matter, regardless of what it is. There's karma here. There's been karma that's been created. This could be karma that drew the two of you together. Karmic relationships really, really push you, and they can feel very intense, by the way. It kind of brings up old stuff. It makes you feel like you come to life, but then it can quickly also make you feel like you want to die all over again. So it's just like a death and rebirth kind of experience through this person and situation. So it is life-changing, and it's very intense, and it's meant to be intense. It's heavy, but it creates a burden for you. Loving this person, involving yourself with this person, dealing with them, it costs you dearly. It either costs your time and your energy dearly, or your heart. We also have betrayal here. This person may have betrayed you over and over again. They may have constantly let you down. They may have also cheated on you, and you have forgiven them, but there's this like maybe even an eternal triangle connected to this individual. They may be in another relationship, and this other relationship is something that just continues to be a part of your dynamic, and it's just sad because this person, you might die waiting for them to ever change that situation. So there you go. That's tough, that's heavy, but that's what's coming through. That's what's breaking this connection. It's either breaking it right now, or it has already, like, that was the breaking point. So now we're going to go into this shockwaves. So first, shockwaves. How did your initial distance and silence ripple through them? So this is either what has already rippled through them or what will ripple through them if you decide to step away. Okay, so we have affection and warmth, a need to be appreciated. So do you see how she's in bed and there's that skeleton there? So it's like, you know, waking up and realizing that you're all alone. So this person, what I'm getting here is that the initial distance and silence that'll ripple through them is that they're going to feel lonely. They're going to feel that loneliness. And unfortunately, they may reach back out to you when they feel lonely because they need a hit of dopamine in order to feel good, to feel like, you know, they may look to you to give them that boost or the supply. But what I'm getting here, it's like, you're residing next to a skeleton, a corpse, somebody who doesn't have any real life to give you. So the affection and warmth, look, I have no idea what this is about, but we've got it says bedroom. Look, this is what I want to say though. This right here is talking about sex fulfillment, love affair. This right here is something that is just about the physical. So this is warning you that this person, they may really just miss, not necessarily you, but they might miss the idea of you. They might miss access to you physically. They might miss the intimacy. So this is a problem because I feel like you're looking for real depth, and this person, they may not know how to do that. They may not know how to go there, because of all their hangups or issues or whatever the hell they need to work on. So obviously continuously staying in this situation where you're not getting your needs met it's a burden on you, and it's very detrimental to your mental health and emotional well-being. So how this initial distance and silence ripples through them is that it makes them feel lonely. It makes them feel like they're missing you. But that can be a double-edged sword. Let's see what else. How else does it ripple through them? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so this puts this person into an energy where they have to make some sort of a decision, because that's what justice is all about. It's like doing the right thing. This person might go through something where they actually want to reach out to you. Some of them won't, though. Some of them will think to themselves, well, I don't want to give you the wrong idea. I asked for space. I asked for time. So it's kind of unfair, or I'm still in another relationship. It's unfair for me to reach out to you. So I'm not going to do it. Some of them will do it anyways. So I feel like this could speak to many different people. But I feel like initially they may want to reach back out to you. They might even apologize to you and say they're sorry. But I'm just going to let you guys know that this person, to me, it's more about their physical needs that they're missing or looking to get met, not necessarily to change and give you the world suddenly. Okay, so just be on the lookout. If you do create distance, this person, it actually could trigger something within them that makes them feel like they're really missing you, that they're really missing out on this connection, and it still might not be right, especially if they're in another relationship. If they're in another relationship and they're trying to reconnect with you, I'm getting don't. Absolutely not. Draw that boundaries. Okay, we also have unrealistic pursuits, wishing into things, tactless. Okay, wow. To me, this is it's like unrealistic that this person has just suddenly changed. So if you pull away from them, or have pulled away from them, and they return, it's like people don't just change overnight. People don't just change overnight. Realize that this is having an effect on their ego. It's having an effect on the fact that they no longer have access to you. They're not used to that. They're used to you pining away for them. So suddenly you're pulling away, you're calling the shots. Sometimes people don't like that. So until they get the power back in their court, they're not going to be satisfied. So you might be dealing with someone who is very much in their ego. They're not even in their heart space. Okay, let's see how else it ripples through them. Your silence. Okay, so this right here, at first it makes them feel like they're free. Initially, so this to me is an avoidant. Doesn't have to be for everybody, but the avoidant usually feels a high once they break up with you, once they let you go, because they're feeling really burdened. They're feeling very heavy. It's too much. So once they break things off with you, there is a period where they feel really good. They feel like it was the right thing to do. You're not what they were looking for. It was too much, etc. They're on a high. But I'm telling you here, it is eventually they come back down from the high, because the more distance that you put between the two of you, the more that they forget how they felt when they were with you, and they only focus on the positives. It's like absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing, you know, wherever we, in retrospect, right, it's like it always looks sweeter than it really was. That happens to this person as well. So this distance and silence that you'll put that will kind of, how it will ripple through them, they might feel relief at first, but eventually they will come back down from that high, and they will have to deal with this energy. So if they're coming back and they're telling you that they've changed, but let's just say they're still, you know, I still don't really want a commitment. I just want to talk to you. Or I'm still in this other relationship. I haven't left it yet because of X, Y, and Z. Again, unrealistic. I'm seeing here that don't take this person back if they haven't really done the work. And the only way that you're going to know whether they've done the work or not is by taking things very, very, very slow and making damn sure that these actions match up with these freaking words. Okay? Because anybody can come back and say anything they want. All right, let's see what else. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, wow. Okay, guys, look at this. Needing an outlet. They need someone to plug into. They're looking for supply. I'm not trying to say that this person like is a narcissist or anything like that, but what I'm trying to say is that they feel like they miss you, but have they really changed? Have they really taken the time to look at themselves? I'm getting no. No, they have not. Okay? So if you're going through something like this where someone from the past is reaching back out to you, or maybe you've made contact with them and you're trying to figure out where they're at, this would be a good indication here that they haven't really changed a lot. This could also be like a precursor to something that's going to happen in the future, which is once you create this distance between the two of you, they're more than likely going to reach back out to you, and you might take that as, oh my God, they've realized that I'm the one. But make damn sure that what they're offering you, that because to the Ace of Wands here is not, see the ring's upside down. It's like it's a unrealistic offer. It's kind of like a fantasy offer. It's a delusional offer. It's how they feel in the moment. They feel high, and what I'm actually getting to, this person believes. They might even be convinced, and this is funny, I brought this up the other day. I'm watching a show called Perfect Match right now with Mr. Moon, and there's this guy from The Bachelor that was there, and one of the girls from his season who he totally betrayed, broke her heart, all this other stuff. And then I guess outside of the show, they kind of had a little thing, and then he did the same thing to her. So he literally asked her to give him another chance. He's changed. And he felt in the moment. He felt the high of seeing her again. I've changed. And within 24 hours, he was like, I'm not into it. And you know what? Thank God the guy told her. He was honest with her. He told her, of course, it devastated her. But it just goes to show you that sometimes people, the way that they're feeling in a moment, you gotta let it roll out. You gotta let it play out for a bit to realize, like, is this just a fleeting feeling, or is this real? So I'm getting here that it just, your person, the way that it's going to ripple through them when either you pull away or when they are in the separation with you, they are going to go through some emotions. And if they do return, or if you reach back out to them or whatever, there will have to be a period where you give it a good long test. Don't just jump right back into the sack here. Don't just jump right back into the old routine. Let this person prove to you that they really are worthy of you and that you're ready, and don't lay all of your cards on the frickin' table with this person. It's not about playing a game, but sometimes less is more, because you might want to just kick yourself if they screw you over again, like, oh God, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have said that, kind of thing. So yeah. This is about protecting yourself. So basically, what are they learning in your absence? They're learning that they miss your presence. They're learning that they miss you being in their life. But is it for the right reasons that they should miss you? That's where you're going to have to give it time and let time basically tell. That's what I'm getting here for this reading so far. So anyways, we are going to shift now over onto the extended version. If you would like to join me over there, I'll put that link in the description box down below, as well as pinned to the top comment. But this is what we're going to go into over there. We're going to go into their heart and mind. What are their present thoughts and emotions about you and where things stand now? Also, lingering echo. How is your ongoing silence continuing to shape them today? Also, their next move. What actions or changes are they considering to shift in this connection? And the hidden lesson. What deeper truth or realization is your silence forcing them to confront within themselves? So if that sounds interesting to you, hopefully I'll see you over there. And if not, no worries. Thanks so much for joining me here. If you like what you saw today, if you learned something today, I would love to hear about it in the comment section down below. I really appreciate it. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.